Hello there, this is Nathan Akpan. In this video, we're going to talk compensation. I'm going to share with you a formula with which you can use to really hack your income. You can give yourself a raise as needed. You can determine if where you are has any potential for further growth. This formula will revolutionize the way you see your income, frankly. Okay? Now, it's a 4-step formula. Each step is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. So as I go over them, please feel free to rate yourself and rank yourself and to say, hey, this is where I am, because that's really going to give you an idea of, if your compensation can be increased or if you're pretty much capped out at what you're doing right now. Okay, so we're going to begin. This formula was originally 3 steps, but I added a 4th to compensate, no pun intended, compensate for the times that we live in. That 4th formula, if fully understood, will absolutely or holds the potential to really change the game for you. Okay, so let us begin. Number 1. The need for what you do. How needed is your service in the marketplace? Are you trying to force your service into a marketplace or to a marketplace that is unwilling, does not really maybe understand what you want, or does not even want what you want? Sometimes it's not the product that is necessarily the problem. It's actually where you are selling that product, where you're delivering that service. Here's an example. If you're selling ice, you'd probably make more money if you did so in the Sahara or in Las Vegas or any other desert for that matter, compared to if you did that in Antarctica or, right by an ocean or a river. The need for what you do determines, of course, the demand that there is for your service. Okay, so ask yourself, how well is what I'm doing needed where I am? Is there somewhere else that I could go that there would be higher demand and higher need for the service that I deliver? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How well is my service needed? So demand for the service. Number 2. Your ability to do it. Now, of course, if your service, product, whatever it is you offer is needed in the marketplace, you can find a need there. The next thing that's going to determine your income, your compensation, is your ability to deliver that service, your ability to do it. Okay? Because your express expert ability will give you leverage maybe over the competition. It is what's going to separate you and say, hey, I know so-and-so charges less than I do, but they can't do it as well as I can. Companies that differentiate themselves, individuals that differentiate themselves from the marketplace based on their ability to deliver service typically earn higher incomes. So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Ask yourself, how well am I able to deliver the service that I offer? Okay? Number 3 is the difficulty of replacement, the difficulty that there is in replacing you. What you want, what you're doing is needed. You have the ability to do it, but you can be replaced so easily. Do you really think you're going to get paid the highest that you possibly can, or what you're really worth? It is a very important question. How difficult, say for instance, an oncologist, a neurosurgeon will have significantly less chances or lower probability of being replaced compared to if you were the best lawnmower. The difficulty that there is in replacing you gives you added job security. If you start a company with very little competition in the marketplace, of course, you can demand higher prices for your services. You know, people might complain, but they're not gonna go away because there is a less likelihood. And God help you, or to your benefit, if you are the best in the marketplace, if you can really, really do your job, you can justify the compensation that you're asking for, okay? Now, the last formula to compensation, which is the one that I expressly added, is just a single word. I hope you can see that. And that word is leverage. How much leverage can you employ in doing what you're doing? If you are a local service, if you maybe sell stuff locally, how much leverage can you employ? And you can employ leverage in multiple ways. You can employ leverage by maybe hiring assistants, okay? Hiring more salespeople. How much can you maybe duplicate yourself, duplicate your processes? For instance, the franchise model is a leverage model by the franchisor or franchisee, the company that owns the franchise, right? Because now they have created a way of putting themselves in 1,000 different locations. Now they've created leverage. How much leverage can you create as an entrepreneur? Can you hire an assistant? Can you have somebody make your sales calls for you? As much leverage as you can create in what you're doing to duplicate yourself, the better or the more income you have the potential of earning. Here's another thing about leverage too, and this is why this point is especially powerful. We live in a globalized economy. As you're able to sell your products, typically you'd sell your products to a local market, or if you're a coach, you do one-to-one coaching or whatever the case is. But now you have billions of people at your fingertips, and you can create leverage using technology to offer your services across the world. Do you understand why that fourth element has the ability to change your life, change your world, absolutely quadruple your income, maybe? Because if you could only see and work with 20 companies in your local area, and now you have the ability of creating leverage and working with 100 from around the world who need your service because you are very good at it, you can 10x your income rather quickly. And so what you want to do is you want to give yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, you want to rate yourself, and I highly recommend that you do not fall below a 30 on this scale. The higher you are to 40, the higher the income potential you have. Because that neurosurgeon may not be able to create as much leverage. This is the leveling. This guy here is able to level the playing field. The neurosurgeon may not be able to create as much leverage as the person who is selling stuff off of Amazon for $10 a pop, but sells 1,000 of them because they're selling it to people from around the world. Think deeply about this formula of compensation. Run what you're doing through it. Run your new business idea through it. And I hope that you find great benefit from it, because it has benefited me and it's benefited others that it's been shared with. And no matter what, I hope you be the best you can be. Feel free to comment underneath this video. Like if you so wish. Subscribe would be even better. Until next time, I'm Nathan Akpan.